back. We're getting all caught up on our celebrity news this morning with TMZ producer, my BFF, Michael Babcock, live from LA. How you doing, friend?
Hey, Marielle, I'm doing great. How are you?
Did you stay up to watch the Oscars or just dip in and out?
Yeah, it dip in and out for sure. I stayed up, but I was watching some Netflix show. Did you watch?
I watched some of the Oscars, but I watched that Kate Hudson show. I went ahead and binged it all weekend.
I did. That's the show I was watching. What'd you think?
I thought it was really good. It was just fun and light. You had it on in the background.
Yeah, I felt the same. I watched the whole thing this weekend, but it was quick. But yeah, I liked it too.
See, that's that BFF mind meld. We were watching the same show, states apart.
Yeah, forget the Oscars.
I love that. Let's jump into some Hollywood headlines, shall we? Diddy's lawyer says that the media has it all wrong. Is that right?
I mean, that is what she says. So this is interesting. She is essentially saying, and this is Mark Garagos, who is the famous criminal defense attorney. This is his daughter, Tenny Garagos, who is working with Mark Agnifilo, and she is one of the attorneys on Diddy's criminal case. So Harvey and Mark Garagos have a podcast called Two Angry Men, and Tenny comes on, and she says, look, she says, a lot of people, and the media too, to include, are sort of like blending the two cases together. Yes, there have been people who say they were children and they were assaulted by Diddy, but those are civil cases. Those are civil lawsuits that can obviously be brought against anybody, and you can make any sort of claim you want in a civil lawsuit. And she says, yeah, if you look at what he is charged with criminally, and that's what we are fighting, she says there's nothing, there's no celebrity involvement, there is no children on this. This has nothing to do with assaulting children. And she wants people to know that. And she thinks obviously that'd make a big difference in the public's opinion and how they're viewing this case.
There are certainly a lot of rumors out there. I mean, heck, for the last 2 decades. So I do think in the court of public opinion, there is this meshing of what he's rumored to have done for years and years and years and what this case is actually about, which I think most people don't really know.
Right. And, a good question will be, Mario, once assuming this does go to trial, and I'd be shocked if it didn't, it's supposed to start first week of May. What is it like getting a jury? Because this has become, it's such a popular case. It's such a talked about case in the media, and I think everybody has a preconceived notion of what's gone on here. So, yeah, it'll be very interesting to see once it finally does go to trial of, what the jury looks like. But, yeah, they feel like this, they're getting a raw deal, especially from the public and the media. So, well, we'll see.
We'll move on to this one. The Oscars yesterday, Morgan Freeman gave a touching tribute to Gene Hackman. You called it last week. You said more was going to come out about his death and just the pieces of the puzzle not necessarily fitting together just yet. Anything new?
Yeah, well, I think, and it was a really nice tribute. They worked together on Unforgiven and Under Suspicion, so they knew each other very well. They worked together. Nice tribute. As far as the death, I mean, I was sure, Mario, I really thought it was going to be the carbon monoxide, just because of how everything looked. But the authorities, while they haven't gotten back the full toxicology report, they did test the bodies for carbon monoxide, and there were no signs of carbon monoxide. So I think at that point you've got to say it's not carbon monoxide. Also, Gene Hackman had a pacemaker, and that stopped sort of transmitting data on February 17th. They weren't found until 9 days later. So Gene at least had been gone for quite a while, and it's unknown when Betty passed away. So it's still strange, but a couple more answers today than we had last week.
Well, if you're still looking for stuff for the show later on, and you haven't watched the Oscars all the way through yet, Drake caught another stray.
I didn't see that.
I mean, I felt bad for that dude at that point. Like, geesh, that's a whole different audience.
He can't win, right? Like you would have thought he would have been safe. But no,
that's not where you want that joke to be told. Oh, man.
Not at all.
Well, what are you going to do?
I agree with you. Right. It's been a tough year for Drake. It's been a tough year for Drake, so we'll see.
And it's only March, Drake.
It's only March.
They're just getting started. Good to see you as always. You can watch TMZ live on Fox 2 at 3 p.m.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. I'll see you later.
And you can watch TMZ at 7.